isn't like a part of you um happy that it's over? I am. I am. So where do we start? Do we start where with what's going on with the brain injury? Mild concussion, whatever. It's a head injury, you know? Remember what I said. Hey, listen, I supported the fight as far as it being good for the sport in hopes that mixed martial arts fans will come over. Oh, by the way, let me make a little announcement. Immediately after this stream, not immediately, probably a half an hour or so after this stream is over, we're going to do a special stream. How's that sound? We're going to do a special stream after all this is over. So this stream is going to run about an hour or maybe an hour and a half, no more. And then we're going to jump on YouTube and probably do 6, 7, 8 hours, 9, maybe. No, 8 hours, maybe. Maybe it'll be half an hour. But there's a lot going on. Now, when it comes to this fight, right? You really want to, okay, for those who have been following me for a while, I don't, when I do a video after a major, when I do a video after a major fight, for example, I did that, we streamed the post-fight press conference live. And I did, of course, my traditional, 20-minute recap video. And normally for a big fight like this, I try to wait no more than a week or so. No more than a week, which has actually been a week, before I do another video on it because there's so much information you have to gather. You see what I'm saying? So, remember, earlier this week, the number came out of 6.5 million pay-per-view buys. Now, in this business of people like myself who it's big news when pay-per-view buys come out because it determines a fighter's marketability. When I heard that 6.5 million, I'm thinking like to myself, okay, well, wait a minute. For one, how did they tally all of that up this quick? And when it usually takes about a week or so, we usually don't find out pay-per-view buys until usually this Tuesday coming up or some shit like this. Now, what they do, oh, let me put the Margarito Jones fight on in the background. Not for you guys. I am not streaming it. Don't ask me to stream the fight. It's on beIN Sports. But let me put that shit on in the background, keeping the loop.
Maybe this could be a time to do something a little different.
Well, give me 1 minute. It's on a channel called beIN Sports. I got Comcast, so it's like 540 or some shit.
Let's go inside. Let's celebrate. Let's hit the tables. Let's gamble. Let's drink.
I'm not gonna lie. Even though Antonio Margarino was son of a bitch, I've watched and covered his last several fights, and they've been entertaining. Oh, Canelo brother in the ring. Canelo brother in the ring right now. Anyway, long story short. Wait a minute. Something is going on. Why is this shit? Why do I have this glare and like I'm being blinded by the screen? Did I do something different? Let me try to fix some shit. Blinding the shit out of me. Okay. Maybe this so. Maybe if I do it this way. I don't know. So what I was talking about is, once again, after this stream is over, we're gonna do a nice, relaxed stream after this. So this stream is gonna run about another 40 or 50 or so minutes. What we have to talk about is we're talking about the pay-per-view buys now. The ticket sold was 14,000 something. I forgot, but either way, they broke the record for the gate record. So the fight was successful no matter how you slice it, especially when you factor in 3+. It's like this. They have a number of 3 million that they're saying that streamed the fight. But you got to think it has to be probably more than that, right? Like, what about the streams that they didn't find? Where the fuck is it at? Did I move the shit? It's in my pocket. Oh, God. I was wondering. I had my vape in my pocket. I'm thinking I'm going to catch on fire. TstreeT, get your shit together. I don't pay you for nothing. No, what do you mean? I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. Relax. I was eating a cough drop. throughout history of pay-per-view buys, as I said, been doing this for, several years now. The numbers don't usually come out until like the week or so after the fight. And usually that number you hear circulating around is never the official number. Now, when pay-per-view buys are successful, they are put out in a press release. They'll say some shit like, such and such broke the record for this and this and this and this and that. So I thought myself that the fight wasn't, I doubted the power of the casual fan and the mixed martial arts fan. I doubted their power. They're powerful. I doubted their power because I said, I don't know, this might do like 3 million. No, I said 2 point. I said, what did I say? I said if it did 2.5 or 3, I'd be surprised. So either way, they're saying that it's doing around, they're at about 4, it's going, put it this way, it's going to be up there in the 4s. Now, don't get it twisted. That's some major shit. Even if it's 6.5, if that number was true, it's just like, my God, what the fuck? Unless you're getting a cut, who gives a fuck about pay-per-view buys? Well, the boxing media does. The boxing fans do. Also, it's like this. It's heavily debated what fighters should get what fights based on money. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't know that, then, you're way out the loop. All boxing politics revolve around the fighter's money. All fighters want to get to pay-per-view. Certain fighters aren't fighting other fighters because they want to get to pay-per-view. So, it's always been dickheadish for people to say, why y'all worried about what's in these fighters' pockets? Mayweather himself said, it's prize fighting, motherfucker. You fight for a prize. Years and years and years ago, they would take their hat and, go around motherfuckers fighting in a circle. A circle of people. It wasn't no ring, take their hat, go around putting the money in the hat. The prize money. So people say, why don't people be worrying about pay-per-view buys and all that? Yo, it's always been this. It's not no new shit. So for a guy like Mayweather to talk about how much money he makes, he's the best prize fighter of all time. Because he makes the most money. So when people say shit like the money don't matter and the pay-per-view matters don't matter, yo, what, you don't know the sport. That's some crazy shit for you to say some shit like that. The money is the reason why fighters don't fight other fights. Okay, how about you go on timeout? Mayweather sold 500K versus Berto. He's still the money man. They are irrelevant. Let's just put you on timeout. I don't like you. Let's put you on timeout. So, in fact, you know what? I've been meaning to get the program so I can put the fucking chat up there. I want to put the chat like somewhere down here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure I figure out how to do that. The program, the little plug-in shit is here because I want people to see what I be going through, talking to some of you. So, either way, the fight was a massive success. But the thing is, I felt like this. I personally felt that the fight shouldn't have been for 50-0. But it's a sanctioned boxing match under boxing rules. So, you can't put the blame on Mayweather, right? You can't put the blame on Mayweather. When it comes to the 8-ounce gloves, it definitely shouldn't have been in no 8-ounce glove. And it damn sure shouldn't have been no 12-round fight. And my God, they made a money belt for it. The money belt. They made a belt for it, But that shit is over. Conor McGregor hopefully is going to go back to the UFC. There is no real solid full details on the brain injury as far as, concussion. He was taking some clean shots. But still, motherfuckers is talking like that shit ain't nothing. Motherfuckers is talking about that shit, the concussion is some shit. That's a big fucking deal. Boxers don't get concussions normally after a boxing fight. That shit don't normally happen. It's not like, oh, well, yeah. They be like, well, I'm probably going to get a concussion this fight. That shit don't, motherfuckers will be knocked the fuck out and don't get concussions. So it all depends, man, I guess, man. So I'm just like this. I feel that Conor McGregor's going to go back to the UFC a better fighter as far as a striker. He gonna be using his boxing shit. You're gonna see one time you're watching a Conor McGregor fight, and then he goes, and does his little boxing stance and shit, and they go like, oh, he's brought it over here. Yeah, it was a TKO stoppage. It had to be stopped. He wasn't throwing any punches. He wasn't clinching, and he didn't see in the UFC. They'll allow you to take those type of shots for a period of time like that. You know, where they'll be falling all over the cage and shit. You know? But the issue is, who do you blame? And it's like this. I know that the Nevada State Athletic Commission is looking like, oh shit. He's all right, because they can be sued and all them, you know, something can happen where they'll be like, yo, you sanctioned this shit, and now this fighter, a 0-0 fighter, fought the best fighter of all time. Of our time. I don't feel he's the best fighter of all time, but of our time. A 0-0 fighter, and then he gets hurt. You know how bad news that is? That's some bad news. You know, that's some bad news. That's not something people are like, oh, it's just a concussion. Yo. You know? Because if it was worse than that, God forbid, or if it is, then, you know, they're going to be looking like, you know, that's crazy. Because truth be told, let's be perfectly honest, even though it was a spectacle, even though we watched it, you know, a 49-0 fighter with an extensive amateur background, one of the greatest fighters of all time, fought a 0-0 fighter. I wanted to see Mike Tyson versus Hulk Hogan back in what, 1989? Fuck it, right? Hogan would have been dead. Hogan would have been dead. You're a real American, all right? You see what I'm saying? So look at this in other situations, right? Look at this, you know, and people were, and then people were saying, oh, it's just Mayweather, he's got brittle hands. You know, he ain't really going to hurt him like that. Yo, that shit shouldn't matter. It's fucking 0-0. Conor McGregor is 0-1. Excuse me, he's 0-1. Did you see the last episode of All Access? They snuck that one in there, right? I knew it was going to be an epilogue, but they didn't schedule it, though. They didn't have it, like, because I checked earlier in the week. Yeah. Yeah, bring on Muhammad Ali versus Kareem. Yeah, bring that shit on. No, they can't be sued. I understand, no, but what I'm saying is, you know, it's worse things that can happen than lawsuits. Because it's already so many people that were saying that the fight shouldn't have happened. You know? It should not have happened. So was I all down for it and everything? Hell yeah, I want to see that shit. And do I feel it should have happened? Hell no. Hell yeah, I watched that shit. I was hyped. I was like, oh, Floyd, oh, he better not go the distance. Oh. Now, as far as the fight is concerned, Floyd walked him down. See, I tell y'all, like, when I do videos on fights, I do them immediately after the fight. I'm talking about, like, not even, the fight don't be over. The final bell will ring, and I'll just turn my volume up on my TV, and we'll listen to the post-fight. So I'll be hyped. But do I feel that Floyd, you know, looked bad? At first, I was like, man, but Floyd did that shit on purpose. He walked him down on purpose. Like, I watched it again and again and again and again and again. He fought the fight. He chose to fight him like that. And when you look at Conor McGregor, he just don't have the pop on his punches in boxing gloves. After a while, he just was tapping him. So people saying the fight is fixed. You know how hard it is to fix a fight between boxing and UFC? Like, they're two different entities. That's just like Walmart and Target coming together trying to put some shit together and be like, yo, well, let's just scam everybody. It was the money grab, though. It was the money grab. It was the money grab. So either way, you know, 6.5 pay-per-view buys or not, Mayweather's still getting his $300 million. It just would have been $400 million or some shit, right? It just would have been $400 million. You know, so, and don't talk to me like I'm some fucking casual, you know. Fake news, Conor had no concussion hints at the post-fight presser, not at the hospital. Well, for one, hey, somebody put him back on timeout. You know, concussions, usually, it takes some time for those to show up. And also, yes, true. You know what I did notice? Now, normally, when a fighter gets stopped, and I've experienced it many times, especially at, you know, some fights that I've covered. When a fighter gets stopped, they go to the hospital normally, except if you're Amir Khan, you just walk that shit off. But normally when a fighter gets stopped, they go to the hospital. Now, I understand they had the doctors and everything. They probably had I'm sure they had the doctors. I'm not saying I know. I'm sure they had the doctors there, like actual doctors, like emergency room doctors, not just the EMTs, to take you to the hospital, you know, because the way he got stopped, normally they'd be like, well, you know, the fighter couldn't come out there at the hospital, you know. But, you know, He wasn't looking all concussed, but like I said, that shit don't usually happen like that, man. Like, not, concussion symptoms just don't show up all the time. Some look at the NFL players that have had concussions and shit, and didn't start feeling the effects of it until like years down the line. That's what I'm talking about. Kind of took an Uber to the ER. Probably was Tomas Delorme Uber. He probably hopped in. Probably saw Tomas Delorme. Probably saw him like, yo, bro, we out. I got you. Yeah, I'm on my shift. Because, Tomas Delorme fought on the undercard. This is old. Talk about a Canelo versus Golovkin. Motherfucker, I know that. I'm going to Canelo versus Golovkin. Don't tell me what to talk about. I did an in-depth Canelo versus Golovkin video. Mayweather Mcgregor All Access was on the night. Get the fuck out. I'm sorry. So, like I was saying, like I'm really like relieved that it's over. It took a lot out of me covering that motherfucking fight. It took a lot out of me, man. I'm still feeling the effects of it, which we're going to talk about. By the way, we're going to have a nice stream that's going to be for an acquired taste later on tonight. So after I end this stream, I'm going to take about a half an hour or so off, go take a little walk, get some air, spin a rough, and then we're going to talk about some things. We're going to talk about some things. Back to drinking unsweetened iced tea. My fucking ass ain't going. I'm not going outside no more, man. I'm not going outside, but we're going to talk about that in the video later on. So, Showtime about to humiliate Conor in an epilogue. Now, I watched the epilogue. It wasn't bad. Did you know he forgot, like, his cup? Like crazy shit? So, was he really hurt? What do you mean? Like, was Conor hurt? I mean, like, at this point in time, like, does it really, like, he got stopped. That's boxing. Boxers get stopped all the time. Let's talk about Rickle versus Loma. Are y'all motherfuckers retarded? Do you read the title? If you didn't, I just say we're doing another stream later on. I'm trying to get through this Mayweather McGregor shit. And matter of fact, I'm not gonna feed into this. I'm not gonna feed into this. So, as I was saying, I'm glad that it's over, man. Because it just got to a point like where they was right. Everybody in the world was talking about this fight. And all the scumbags that said they wasn't going to buy it, they did. But also, the people that said they was going to stream that shit really streamed that shit. It was too powerful for the streams. It was too powerful for the streams. Now listen, they're saying only 3.3, and I'm not saying only. Well, actually I am saying only. They're saying only 3.3 people, 3.3 million or so streamed. But come on, that's a roundabout. I'm going to think if they saying 3.3, then probably it was really like 6 or some shit. Yo, everybody everywhere was talking about and watching this fight. The casual fan is they are powerful, yo. And when they like somebody, they come, like all that Irish shit talking, dude from, mixed martial arts versus Mayweather. That shit's going to be crazy. Let's watch it. Even though we all knew what the outcome was supposed to be, we just still, and of course, don't count me. I had to buy it. And I was never one of those media reporters that was just like, man, I'm not going to that shit, or I'm not going to cover it and all that. I was really, really, really upset with Dan Rayfield because he was talking all that shit. And I was thinking in the back of my head, like, yo, you work for ESPN, bro. You think you're going to go back and tell them I'm not covering that? Get the fuck out of here. He got away with that shit for that Andre Ward fight. Ward versus the guy, Brand or something. Like, come on, motherfucker. You ESPN, you gotta go. Trying to front. Yeah, it was a mad dash. People were calling me and shit, trying to come over and watch it. I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool, bro. Nah, I don't want you around. Did it surpass Maymac in overall money? Yes, overall money. They still don't know what the pay-per-view buys are yet, but it is over 4 million. Which is outrageous. That shit is still outrageous. And then streaming is getting so much better, So, we got a nice little, when did we start? We still got about 40 minutes. Yeah, we got a nice little, stream, so later on I'm going to do, a nice little stream. And, not later on, about an hour or so after I end this one, I'm going to just relax and talk about the future and shit. Yeah, man, I'm trying, man. But let's go look at some things real quick. Now, people are asking the question like, will Floyd Mayweather come back? You know, is he going to return? And if he returns, who would he fight? He's not coming back. You know, now there was a chance. There was a chance that we could have gotten Mayweather versus Pacquiao too, because I'm talking about before this whole Conor McGregor should have started. There was a chance we could have got that because at that point in time, that was the biggest money fight for Floyd to come back for. But once he got a whiff that, you know, oh shit, I could possibly fight that Conor McGregor dude and it'd be big money. The Pacquiao fight or anybody that he would actually have to put hard training in for, they were done. It was done. You know, so because of course people been calling for him to fight Keith Thurman. Nah, bro, you don't bring in enough money. Also, Floyd would have to train to fight you. You know, like nah. So with this fight, I was hearing all throughout camp that Floyd wasn't really working on shit except getting in shape. You know, normally, even if he fought Birdo, he still had to, you know, like work on like shit and watch, you know. But in this case, he didn't have to work on shit. You know, but thank God that Floyd won. Thank God that he won, because if that UFC dude, see, they really believe mixed martial arts. And listen, I support mixed martial arts and everything, but Conor McGregor had all them motherfuckers believing they can just come over to boxing and do some shit. You still got people, you still got people, you know, like mixed martial artists, like, yo, man, if he did it to Floyd, then I want to fight. You know, you got motherfuckers calling out everybody. You know? Bring on Anthony Joshua versus Cain Vasquez or some shit. You know? Watch Cain Vasquez go to sleep. Probably be dead in there, God forbid. You know, boxing is you know, and they've said it. Even the mixed martial arts, you know, experts have said that boxing is a safer, you know, sport. I mean, the mixed martial arts is a safer sport than boxing. You know, it will be more than 6.5 million. I mean, probably throughout the world overall, yes. You know, but not in the States. In the States, if it did that only in the States, you know, but at the same time, it's not. You know, it's not confirmed. And already the Showtime executive, Steven Espinoza, you know, the president, he already said, he's the guy who has the numbers. He says it's not doing 6.5. So, you know, you can't get no more of a better source than that, right? So he said, yes, it's going to do 4 or so million, you know, and it's likely going to break the Mayweather Pacquiao record. But, you know, he already killed the talk of it being 6.5 million. But either way, what the fuck does it matter? Like, in a way of, like, I'm not trying to contradict myself from, like, earlier today, you know, like what I was talking about, but I'm saying, like, yo, that's a lot of fucking money. And if it did 4 million, if it did 3 million, that's some massive ass pay-per-view buys, yo. That's some crazy shit. You know, we got pay-per-views now in boxing. We got pay-per-views now that if you do 700,000, you like, oh shit. You know, if you do 500,000, if you do 500, take the meds. If you do 500,000, it's like, oh, well, this is some solid numbers. You know, yeah. Also, you have to factor in the refunds. I didn't talk about that. Now, there was lots of refunds, and also you had scammers out there too that I read about that just was like, oh shit, let me just get my refund even if I did watch the fight. You know, I tried to get a refund for Mayweather Birdo. I was on tough times. I tried to get a refund for Mayweather Birdo. And let me tell you how they got me. I called them up and I'm like, yo, I need a refund. You know, I'm talking some shit. And they went into my motherfucking system and they was able to see me fucking fast forward and rewinding it. And like, yo, but you watched then. And how were you able to fast forward and rewind? It's on your DVR, bro. It's like, it's on your DVR, bro. I was like, oh shit, click. Hung up the phone. And yes, I did use the house phone. Yes, I did use the house phone, man. So, like I said, what we're going to do is tonight, you know, after I end this stream, we're going to do a nice laid-back stream, man, and just talk some shit. You know, maybe watch some fucking old boxing fights on here or something. You know, we can't watch, like, copyrighted shit, obviously. You know? And then pay-per-views are too damn expensive anyway. Yeah, I tried to refund Floyd, bro. I tried to refund. I was in a tough place at that time in life, man. I tried to get the refund. I didn't want to pay for that shit, man. You know, I was pissed. I paid for that. I was pissed. But at the same time, like, it's my job to like buy pay-per-view. So, you know, but they got me. They scammed me. They scammed me. You know, so I just hope that, and I get real sensitive talking about this, man, but I just hope that you guys, you know, that the same people who shelled out that $100 for this pay-per-view, I hope that you fucking buy Canelo versus Golovkin. You better buy it. You know, or scam and cheat one of your friends and trick them to buy it. You know, and then go over their house. You can, this fight's got to do $1 million. You know, if you don't buy this fight, you're a piece of shit. I don't know what other way they tell you that you are a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Just my personal opinion, man. Because and the thing is, I'm really hoping, and I'm going to do my best, because before I leave, I have to make sure I go Canelo versus Golovkin hard next week. You know, so before I leave for Vegas, I'm going to be like really try my best, like to see, like, if Mayweather versus McGregor was really good for boxing, because I'm hoping that trickle down from Mayweather McGregor had people saying like, oh shit, it's another boxing event on, and they saying these are the two best boxers in the world that are fighting right now, and one of them's going to be pound for pound. Let me watch Canelo versus Golovkin. You know, I'm hoping that's the case, because the fight is now what, 2 weeks away. The fight is now 2 weeks away. Yes, I do think Mayweather carried Conor. Yes, I do. You know, afterward, remember, I haven't done a video since, you know, the two I did that night. And I've watched the video. I watched the fight several times, and the replay was on the night, and of course, all access. You know, Floyd, looking at him, he intentionally walked him down. And also in the post-fight press conference, he talked about it. So, you know, Floyd didn't train. Like, he didn't train like to like if he was fighting somebody, you know, that really had a chance. So he just was like, all right, I'm going to walk this dude down. You know? And so after watching it and like researching, you know, because the first time, like I said, I be getting emotional and shit. I'm a human. You know, so I be watching these fights and I be like, oh, and then before I gather myself, I don't have time, because I just click record on here and then I just start going live, you know? I just start going live. You know, so yeah, he walked, you know, I'm sure it was like 75% MMA fans buying the fight. That is part, yes, that is not necessarily, that's a strong number, but yes, a lot of mixed martial arts fans, and also casuals. Like, people like, oh, what's this big fight coming on, you know? Like, I had my fucking Lyft driver bitching at me about how he wasn't buying the fight. He said, I'm not even gonna buy. He said, normally every Saturday, I buy beer. This Saturday, I'm not even buying the beer for that shit, man. I'm gonna stay my ass in the house. You know, he was like bitching, and I'm like, wow. You know? But it's the money grab, man. You know, I knew it was going to be one of the biggest grabs of money in history. I didn't think it was going to be this big. You know, pause. But yeah, man. Who's the heavyweight champ? There's three of them. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and Joseph Parker. You tried to get a refund? Yeah, man. People were pissed. You know, because they was having, like, servers was crashing and shit. You know, servers was crashing and everything. But what I'm gonna do is in 11 minutes, I'm going to end this stream. We're gonna wrap up all this Mayweather McGregor talk, and then in 11 minutes, I'm going to end this stream, and I'm probably going to watch the Antonio Margarito fight, do a video on that, and then do another live stream later on where we're going to talk about, like, real shit that's going on. You know, what are you drinking? Unsweetened iced tea? I'm not drinking no more, man. No, listen, I'm not drinking. I'm only drinking in the presence of my woman. Some shit happened last night that I don't even remember. But guess what? Just blessed to be here, man. Just blessed to be here. This has been a crazy-ass week. The biggest fight of all time. My birthday, and just a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit going on. Also, I got to fix my camera. Like, all this shit is, like, really bright. And that's why you see that shine on my face. Like, it's really killing my eyes. Maybe I need to start sitting back further from the... I need to adjust some shit. That's what I need to do. I got to adjust some shit. You know, so I don't, like I said, I don't think Mayweather ever's coming back. I don't think he should come back for nothing. You know, just be done, bro. You know, McGregor, let's see what happens with his little, you know, his head injury, and they're talking about him going back to the UFC. Well, he's supposed to be fighting again in December. You know, so but with this, you know, he may be out to like maybe January, February or so. Who knows? Who knows? And they're talking about him versus Nate Diaz 3. You know, I think that's the biggest fight they can make, and it's just going to be some crazy shit. And also, you're going to have a lot of boxing fans that are going to be buying mixed martial arts events now because of him. I just want those mixed martial arts fans to buy boxing events, you know, too. You see what I'm saying? I'm surprised the fight lasted 10 rounds. Floyd gave fans that money worth. Yeah, because if he would have started doing that shit from round one, you know, like people back in the day used to really be pissed about Mike Tyson doing that shit because remember there was no internet back then. So you couldn't go nowhere and watch no highlights and shit. You know, you had to wait for that shit to come on the news. People used to be mad when Tyson used to be knocking people the fuck out in 1 minute and shit like that in the first round. I remember those years, you know, like people like family members bitching and complaining. Like, man, he ain't even fights. What the fuck? You wanted him to go to distance with this guy? You know? I'm gonna go to distance with this guy? So, they're saying that it did break the Mayweather Pacquiao record, but not 6.5 million. Conor McGregor has a head injury of some sort. You know, they're saying mild head trauma, but either way, like I said, I feel the fight shouldn't have been for the title. You know, a title. I felt it shouldn't have been 12 rounds. I felt it shouldn't have been with 8-ounce gloves. You know, but besides that, bro, I want you to talk about other fights. You killing me. Yo, I'm about to just block you because I just don't like when people keep saying the same shit. Like, this is a fucking Mayweather McGregor fucking stream. Like, you're starting to really make me mad. In fact, you know what? You're on timeout. You're on timeout. I forgot how, like, people just be saying shit just to fucking get a rise out of you, you son of a bitch. Anyway. Yeah, you couldn't go to the bathroom, nothing with a Tyson fight, man. You couldn't go to the bathroom or nothing with a Tyson fight. Oh, shit, what up, Rob? I'm saying, so, like I said, guys, what we're going to do is, in like 12 minutes. Oh, if y'all don't know, the Antonio Margarito and Carlson Jones fight is on. You know? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'm thinking, so I just don't, like, not do a stream. I'm thinking that I should just end this one and start the next one, probably get a little bite to eat, and then watch the Carlson Jones fight in the background while I'm here. Obviously, I can't stream it on here for you guys, because I probably won't do another stream. Chances of a rematch, you know what? I think it could be a rematch, man. Now, only because of the money part, but Floyd promised Al Heyman that it's not happening. You know, so I don't believe it's going to happen. You know, so I'm good. I don't believe it's going to happen, but you know, it's enough money there for it to be a rematch. But then again, it'd be like another big money grab. Can they really pull that off again? They could. The casual power, like to say, the casual fans are powerful. Who would you like to see Broner fight? Somebody that I'm going to talk about not in this video because this is Mayweather McGregor video. You know, so I'm really, like I said, I'm doing this last video on Mayweather McGregor as far as talking about things. And let's say, for example, when the official pay-per-view buys come out, you know, they usually release a press release, I'll do that video. You know, I don't want to do no more videos on Floyd Mayweather. Tickets sold 14,863, if I'm correct. Some shit like that. You know, they didn't sell it. It doesn't matter if they didn't sell out if they broke the gate record. You know, they sold the most, they made the most money off of tickets that ever been made in a boxing event. You know? So, the event was like super crazy, outrageously successful. So people saying shit like, well, you know, I didn't really do 6.5 million. It did, you know, 4 point something. They're still counting. That's still some crazy shit. You know, that's still some crazy shit, man. That's still some crazy shit. So once again, what we're going to do is Canelo Alvarez's brother is fighting right now. I'm likely, if the Antonio Margarito fight doesn't start before 12:30. It's 12:10 right now. I'm going to be ending the stream at 12:15. Then I'm just going to start another stream. And then I got a lot of fucking work to do. You know, so I got a lot of work to do. Fucking paperwork and emails out the fucking email. Phew. You know? Money should sign Mac and have him fight C-level fighters. Mac would bring a lot of fans. Nah, but a lot of see y'all see do y'all really? Yeah, I don't think so. Do y'all think that he can hang with like a Paulie Malignaggi? Because that's the first, if he was to come back, right? That would be the first fight that they would have that they'll probably make. The Antonio Margarito fight, I think. Oh yeah, it's on now. Carson Jones is in the ring. Over here, where I'm at, it's on a channel called Bein Sports. That's BEIN Sports. Yo, Antonio Margarito fights be lit. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to chill for about 4 more minutes. And then I got to get out of here. I'm going to watch this fight. And then I'm going to do the video on this fight. And then I'm going to go back live on YouTube. So go take a break. Let me tell you. Listen, I'm doing a special stream tonight. This is a special stream I'm going to do when I restart. His fucking dead eye, man. His eye is so dead. And we got some things to talk about. Some things I want to... There's a reason behind it. That's all I got to say. There's a reason behind it. So basically, Antonio Margarito fight is on now. When this is over, I'm going to do my post-fight video on that fight, and then I'm going to come directly on YouTube. You know, so I'm probably going to be back. It's 12:12 now. I'm probably going to be back around like 1:15 my time. Yeah, they in the ring. You know, I'm probably going to be like at 1:15 on my time. So, you know, TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Oh, I'm going to start. Is it like being 12? Man, I don't know, man. It's being sports. God damn it. It's being sports. There's a nice crowd there, too. But Antonio Margarito has been bringing. Wait a minute. See, I'm contradicting myself. I'm saying we wasn't going to talk about other fights, and I'm talking about this. I got to go.